everyone, it's Miriam with a Y. When we left off in part 1 of this two-parter, I'm linking part 1 for you at the top now if you haven't seen it, and in the description box below this video. When we left off in part 1, we had just finished removing the background mask after painting our trees, and we'd started giving those trees an outline on their left sides with a fine liner. That gave them a teeny bit of dimension, and we could call it a day. But today, we're going to make those trees pop right off the page. For that, all we need are a couple of blending stumps, a scrap piece of paper, and a pencil. That's it. Blending stumps, more often than not, come in packs that include a few different sizes of both double-ended blending stumps, which are condensed paper fibers, and tortillons, which are single-ended, and these are tightly rolled paper. Now, you also usually get a little pad of sanding paper, and that's just to clean off your pads, your stumps and tortillons, and to reshape them as needed. But if you don't have a pad, or like the set that you got didn't come with a pad, you can also use just a regular nail file. It'll work just as well. I've pulled out a thick stump and a pretty skinny one too. The first step is to use a pencil to cover a portion of scrap paper with some graphite from that pencil. I'm just rubbing a lot of the pencil back and forth on to really saturate the paper. Of course, if I run out of graphite here, I can always add more as needed. Next, I'm going to rub an end of the thicker stump back and forth in that graphite. The goal is to get the end pretty dirty. Then, kind of test it out. For your first couple of strokes, avoid putting too much onto your project until you see how much you need. The amount's going to depend on the pencil that you used. Softer pencils, like the pencil that I used on the right side here, which is a 6B or higher, will have darker results because the lead is softer. So less will be needed, while a standard number 2 pencil, which is a harder pencil, which I used on the left side, will need a bit more rubbing to get a relatively equal amount of shading down onto your project. Okay, so back to the alcohol ink painting, which is done on GRAFIX opaque white craft plastic, which takes the shading with the stump just as well as regular paper. With that now, dirty stump, you know what I mean, I'm going to run the end of that stump along the entire inner left border of each of the trees. Their trunks at first, and then their branches. The stump is going to deposit a soft, fuzzy, easy to blend shadow along the trees. Notice how the first strokes I put down are a tad dark. Remember, I told you, test first. But I'm not worried at all because I'll be able to blend that in. Or, if necessary, I can completely erase it and start again if I choose to. As I progressed, I decided to go lighter at first. I can always build up the color as I go, too. It's actually easier to work light to dark, I think. But you'll figure out the rhythm that works best for you. Now, pay attention to how this tree is starting to appear less flat. It's kind of looking a little more cylindrical, isn't it? It's kind of crazy what just a little bit of shading can do. Now, when I move on to the skinnier branches, the thinner stump is much easier to maneuver and to see what I'm doing. It deposits a thinner fuzzy line, and it kind of lets me get into some really tight little spots. When I move back to the trunks of the trees, The thicker stump is definitely better. The fatter end gives a nice, translucent, wide shadow, which is completely satisfying to apply, by the way. It's really fun to do. When I come to a fork in a tree like this, I round out the bottom of the shadow. This will really give the illusion of depth to that area. I mean, can't you just picture a squirrel or a bird sitting in that nook? Again, I can't get over what some fuzzy lines can do. So, after a few minutes of work, look at what we're able to accomplish. The trees look more real now, don't you think? Now, of course, we can stop here, but I promised you that these trees would pop off the page. I mean, they're getting there, but they're not really that 3D. So, let's go a little further, shall we? For this step, I'm working with the thin stump first. Even on the trunk, I want a thinner fuzzy shadow line on the right side of the entire tree, and the thinner stump is better at giving me that. Once I've got that line down, now I'll switch back to the thicker stump and soften the line. The goal now is to taper that shadow into the body of the tree, to soften the transition from it to the brighter middle of the tree. So I want the shadow on the right to be a little thinner than the shadow on the left. I'll also be darkening the left shadow a bit while I'm at it. Okay, let's take a look at the difference this second shadow gives. Compare the tree on the left with the other two trees. Tell me in the comments what you think. Which tree looks more curved, rounder, more cylindrical to you? I'm going to let you watch a little more shading close up with a little bit of music. And then when that's done, we'll tackle hiding the blemishes and giving these trees a little more oomph. Yeah, more oomph. So, here are our fully shaded trees. What do you think? I'm kind of loving them. I especially love the branches. But I've got some boo-boos to hide. Spots where I was a little careless with applying the mask, maybe, or the mask pulled away at the ink a bit, maybe. I don't know. Hard to say, but easy enough to hide. These are trees, after all. So let's add some more branches. And then let's draw them right over any blobs we need to hide. You know, to make disappear, like they never happened. I'm using an alcohol-based fine liner because it dries immediately. This particular one is a Sakura Microperm, and it comes in a couple different thicknesses. This is a 0-1 nib. An ultra fine point Sharpie is also alcohol-based, and that dries on contact too. They're just a hair bit thicker. So in drawing these branches, I want a few, but not too many. Just enough for that little bit of oomph. The tricks when making these branches are to remember to make them a bit wider at the base than at the tips. Have them fork now and then let them be all crooked and jagged. You don't want them to be like all straight, like a perfect letter Y. Also, have them originate on all sides of the trees, like the front, the back, the left, the right. That's going to help make these look even more convincing. When possible, maybe even have them peek out behind other bigger branches and make them of slightly different sizes. And once you have made the number you need and want, sit back and admire your work. Okay, my lovely viewers, what did you think of this project? Tell me in the comments and with the thumbs up, and tell me what else you'd like to see done with alcohol inks. We've done quite a few masking fluid projects, so maybe we can tackle other ways to enhance our ink work. What do you think? I'd love to hear from you. As always, links for everything I used are in the description box below this video. May the inks be kind. May your holidays be wonderful. Go let your creative nature shine and stay safe. See you soon. Bye now.